Ever think what your life would be like without your phone or a cold fridge? It's harder to see than you think. A normal day for folks just a few years ago was full of hidden struggles. But one country's smart ideas fully changed all that. They built the simple tools that made life easy. How did we ever get by before? It's true, life was just harder. If you wanted to talk to someone far away, you'd write a letter and just hope it arrived in a few weeks. Keeping food from spoiling was a full-time job of salting, smoking, or canning everything by hand. Even a simple task like laundry was an all-day, back-breaking chore. But a huge shift happened, and a lot of it was driven by America. See, in many other parts of the world, inventors were often written off as being a little crazy. But America was different. It celebrated new ideas and the people who had them. That attitude created a place where incredible progress could happen. It's how we got things like the light bulb, which literally gave people more hours in the day. It's how we got the microchip, which shrunk room-sized computers down to something that now powers your phone. America had a special talent for turning expensive luxuries into everyday tools for everyone. Let's really break down what that looked like. Imagine wanting to tell someone you love some amazing news. You couldn't just call them. You'd have to write it all down on paper, send it off, and then wait days, maybe even weeks, for it to arrive. There was no way to hear the excitement in their voice or share the moment together. The world just moved at the speed of a horse and carriage. The invention of the telephone completely shattered that reality. Suddenly, distance didn't mean silence. It connected families, it expanded businesses, and it let people feel closer even when they were miles apart. It was a massive shift in how we shared our lives. But it wasn't just communication that was stuck in the slow lane. The daily fight to keep food from spoiling was a constant battle. Think about it. No fridge, no freezer. You spent huge amounts of time and effort just to preserve what you had. That meant salting meat, smoking fish, and canning every vegetable you could. It was a nonstop, labor-intensive chore just to prevent your food from going bad. Waste wasn't just a possibility, it was a given. This is where refrigeration changed everything. And an American inventor named Clarence Birdseye took it a step further. He figured out a way to freeze food so quickly that it didn't turn to mush when you thawed it. This wasn't just a small convenience. It meant families could eat nutritious food all year round, not just when it was in season. It helped people save money because they weren't throwing away spoiled food. It took a constant, daily stress and practically erased it from modern life. But making life easier wasn't just about single inventions. It was about a bigger idea, taking something that was a luxury for the rich and figuring out how to put it in everyone's hands. Take the automobile. Before Henry Ford, cars were basically expensive toys. They were complicated, and only the wealthy could afford one. Ford's real genius wasn't inventing the car, it was inventing a new way to build it. He perfected the assembly line. This meant cars could be put together incredibly fast, which dropped the price so low that a regular person could actually buy one. And that one change had a massive ripple effect. Suddenly, you didn't have to live right next to your job. People started moving out of the crowded cities and into new neighborhoods called suburbs. It completely reshaped the country and gave people a sense of freedom they'd never had before. This pattern happened over and over. Thomas Edison made the light bulb practical and safe enough for any home. Think about that. He basically gave humanity a second shift. Your day no longer ended when the sun went down. Even the air conditioner started out as a tool for factories. But once it made its way into homes and offices, it changed where people could comfortably live and work, opening up huge, hot parts of the country for growth. This is the American specialty, shrinking massive, complicated technology until it fits right into our daily lives. The best example might be the microchip. It took computers that once filled entire rooms and squeezed all that power into something you can hold in your hand. That tiny chip is the engine behind our modern world, from our smartphones to our cars. It all comes from a culture that doesn't just celebrate the big new idea, but masters the art of making that idea useful for everyone. All that technology wasn't just about making cool new gadgets. It was about completely changing how people lived day to day. These inventions started rewiring the most basic human habits, one by one. Take the refrigerator. It's hard for us to even imagine, but before the fridge, keeping food from spoiling was a constant, daily battle. You were always working against the clock. This one invention didn't just cool your milk. It gave people back a huge chunk of their time and mental energy. It took away the nonstop chore of preserving food and freed people up to do, well, anything else. And it wasn't just the fridge. The automatic washing machine was another quiet hero. What used to be an all-day, back-breaking job just disappeared. Think of all the human hours that one machine unlocked. The changes went beyond the home, too. The telephone completely turned communication upside down. Before, if you wanted to send a message, you were writing it on paper. It could take days, maybe even weeks, to get there. Suddenly, you could hear someone's actual voice from hundreds of miles away. You could hear the excitement, the worry, the good news, right in that moment. It gave distance a human voice. This wasn't just a small convenience. It was a huge shift in power. You no longer had to go through someone else to get a message delivered. The ability to connect with anyone instantly was now in your hands. Each of these changes chipped away at old limits. Your day didn't have to end at sunset. Your food didn't have to be eaten immediately. And your friends and family never felt that far away. It created a new normal, where the world was faster, smaller, and a whole lot easier to manage. So, America really changed the game. They took big ideas and made them work for everyday people. The practical light bulb gave us more hours in the day, more time to work, read, or just hang out. The automatic washing machine erased an all-day chore, giving millions of hours back to people. Cars, made affordable on assembly lines, changed where we lived and how free we felt. And air conditioning even made new places livable, helping local economies grow. These weren't just inventions. They became part of us, thanks to a culture that loves new ideas and helps people take chances to solve problems. It's incredible how much these simple tools changed everything. They erased those hidden daily struggles we talked about, shaping our lives in ways we now completely take for granted. But what other everyday essentials, the ones we can't imagine living without, have a story just as surprising? Stick around with me. Don't miss the next journey into the unexpected history of the things that shape who we are. Hit subscribe